All right.
Well, science is often referred to as the most fun subject in school. So today we're going to be bringing it here to our studio and into your home.
That's right. We've got Robin, one of the students with Dr. Graham Wiley, joining us to show us some pretty cool liquid stuff, it looks like.
All right. So what I thought I would do today, we're looking at ideas and things to do, and we've never brought this one in today. So what we're going to try and make is we're going to have you guys help us and try and make a multi-layer density column using the kinds of things you can find lying around the house. So we've made one earlier, of course, and this is what we're going for here. And it all relies on the principle of density, how heavy something actually is. The same reason that ducks float and lead bricks tend to sink, we're going to rely on that. So we're giving each of you guys a graduated cylinder, and we have to remember the heavier the liquid, the further down the tube it's going to be. So when we're making our tubes, we're going to start with something that's really heavy, really dense at the bottom, and we're going to go to something that's much lighter at the top. So we're going to try for 6 or 7 time depending. So are you up for the challenge, guys?
Yes.
All right, so one of the densest possible liquids we could actually come up with when we were at the grocery store and looking for things to do, we're looking for something that's really dense. And so what we're going to start with is a wee bit of honey. So what I want you guys to do, we're going to basically, apparently it's a very weird looking beehive it comes in, but we're going to have you guys squeeze a wee drop of honey. And that's, remember the technical term?
Like a wee drop?
A wee drop, and try and go down the thing without hitting the sides. Squeeze hard. There we go. And then we'll pass it over to you. So that's going to be our first liquid in our system. And so we'll do we'll basically have you squeeze down, and you want to go to about there.
Okay.
And we're going to see if we can actually get this one done. The next one in my density column that we've got,
done.
Yeah, steady hands of a chemist there. So what we're going to do next, our next liquid is kind of more of a pouring liquid. So we're going to pour this again, try and go straight down. It looks much more, to make it a wee bit more exciting, to bring the pizzazz to it, we decided to add a wee drop of food color, but this is basically corn syrup. So again, it's a very heavy liquid, and so we're going to pour it, and because the corn syrup and the honey don't mix because they're thick enough, they should form a layer on top of each other, sort of thing. So we'll give this one to Christy to let this one pour, and we're going to show a wee bit more honey in yours.
Thank you, sir.
Don't touch the sides if you can avoid it.
I know it's
You hold the stick.
And they got it on the side straight away.
You hold that.
So we're going to put a lot of this down, and I'm hoping we have a lot left so I can have honey for lunch.
Oh, perfect.
I'm going to just take you over the...
You're not going to have honey, you're going to have,
That
what were
looks
you just
good.
telling us about again?
corn syrup and honey.
Oh, the,
Haggis, yes, haggis and blood sausage, Scottish delicacies.
That looks great.
It's actually good.
And what we can see here is we can actually see our 2 layers. So we're going to pass the corn syrup to Chris, and again, if you can pour straight down. As we're looking at my density column, we want something that's going to be lighter than our thick corn syrup. And also, the advantage to using dish soap is it comes with the colouring already in, so we don't have to colour this one up. So again, we're going to add this one straight down, if you can pour that one down.
You do this one. I'm
Yep, a wee bit less than you have
you
on the
want it
red one there,
down?
otherwise we're going to be running out of space. That's looking great, Chris. That is really getting it. So I think, yep, perfect. I think we'll stop at that point once we get the dish soap to you. Then our next layer up is the dish soap. So dish soap is heavier than water. Let's go with this one because the colour will stand out better. So what we're looking at is basically doing that.
Mine's looking pretty perfect.
So now
over here.
we've been working with liquids which are all heavier than water. So what we're going to do is the middle part of our density column, we're going to add water. So all of the liquids below the water are heavier than the water. All of the liquids we'll put above are basically lighter than water.
Okay.
So we're going to think, we of course coloured it up a wee bit, so we've got some green water.
Do you want to do that?
And we're going to add the green water, and there's a trick to this one. We're going to touch the pipette to the side, and what we're going to do is we're going to let it run down the side like that, and it will form a layer on the top of the water. So you can add about 4 or 5 of these, and then we're going to see our green layer just pop onto the very, very top. So we're now at 4, we've got the density of the water with a wee drop of food colour. That's looking really good, guys. And this one over here, which we will move many of the bottles out the way.
Why do I need to hit the side of the thing to make it, what does that do?
It just means it doesn't mix. So if you can mix dish soap and water, because that's how we're able to clean things. So you want to add it so it runs down and it just sits on the top. If you throw something in too hard, then you do get some mixing. So you just want to let this one run down. So now we need something that's lighter than water. So what we're going to use for this one is we're going to use some regular cooking oil. So this is just your standard corn oil or soybean oil. And again, if you can pipette that one's going to sit above the thing, because if you add oil and water, and we've done this with a couple of our experiments on the show in the past, then you find that the oil and the water tend to sit on the top. Unfortunately, one of the things that doesn't mix is oil and food color, so we're going to have to go with oil colored oil, I'm afraid, for this one. But you can see it forms a really cool layer sitting on the top. And then we're going to pass that one over as well.
One more a little bit.
One more, yeah.
I just want it perfect.
And this is something, this is
We are
definitely
on a
something
roll.
you can do at home. If you don't have graduated cylinders like I do here, you
looks
can
good.
do this in a tall drinking glass. And if you want to add the liquids instead of using a squeegee pipette, it's okay to use a turkey baster. Clean the turkey baster before basting the turkey. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so we're up to the cooking oil. Our next layer, above that, we want something lighter. And so what we're going to use for this one is rubbing alcohol. So we're going to pass this one over and let you guys go with the rubbing alcohol. And we're going to add that one on top.
Again on the side.
Again on the
Yeah.
side, let it dribble down the thing. And the rubbing alcohol mixes with water, but it doesn't mix with the oil, and so it sits there, and it's lighter, so it stays on the top. So we get a really cool color forming on the top as well. And yours is looking really good as well. If you look at it from the side, you can really see the side-on kind of
Nice.
thing.
Should be enough, I think.
And all of
That's
these
fine.
is things that people will have or can get at the grocery store. So this is a
Nice.
very cool one to try at home.
And so honey,
Honey, followed by corn
syrup,
followed
dish
by
soap.
dish soap. And again, the corn syrup's got some colour in it. We just kind of put that in to give it a wee bit of pizzazz. Followed by dish soap, followed by water and food colour, followed by cooking oil, followed by rubbing alcohol, followed by lamp oil. Okay, that one here. Our very last layer is our lamp oil. This is something that they put in oil lamps and stuff, and it's a very, very light oil.
and this doesn't mix with food coloring either.
This doesn't mix with the rubbing alcohol if we're careful, and it doesn't mix with food colouring. We have a failed example attempt at that somewhere
Yep.
else on the
Yep.
table. And that should hopefully form on the top and give us our 7-layer column. Sometimes that one drifts through and it doesn't quite work. So that's the one where you have to be the most careful. But it looks like you guys are killing it over there and getting it to work really nicely. And with that, we should get our 7 layers. We came on a wee bit quicker than we were expecting, so I didn't get time to add the rubbing alcohol into my, the lamp oil into mine. But we're going to pass that one
So-
over to Chris.
You know I like fire. What if I put that lamp oil on
Let's
fire?
not be doing that. No fire today.
good, huh?
Unfortunately, we didn't bring you any fire today.
Here's the
Yep, we'll pass this one
Lamp
over to
oil.
you guys.
any fun Science Academy things that we need to tell people about?
So for the last, we've been kind of a little bit on hiatus for the last couple of weeks because Concordia's been working on opening our new science building, which is now open and up
Nice.
and running. So I've been focusing with the start of the semester. We do have a great science for teens at the Fargo Public Library at the start of October. The sign-up details will be on the Fargo Public Library webpage, and we're going to have a lot of other events coming up. We're doing something with West Fargo Parks at their Halloween Carnival, and a number of other things coming up in the community as well, sort of thing. So we're just kind of rebooting into a new semester over at Concordia, getting it up and running in our science building, and we're going to start doing a lot of things and developing programs as well, sort of thing. So Robin will be out. She's our president of our Student Science Academy organisation, so she'll be out in the community a lot with me this as well.
Miss President, how does this look?
Amazing. Perfect.
So if you have a
All right,
could totally be a
Chris,
chemist.
we are
Science.
www.concordiascienceacademy.com, and we're also on the Facebooks as well. And I think we're on the Twitters as CC Science Academy.
that their tweeter thing?
Yeah, that their Twitters thing that the kids are using.
So, the
So
whole
Chris, I'm gonna pull this thing off. Whoop, and there that goes. Nothing. Don't work with
Well done.
children, animals, and Scotsmen. If you'd like to hold it up, I know. Then we can see what we've made today.
That's
That
cool,
looks
man.
really good, and it kind of helps teach kids about
Density,
how heavy
yeah.
things are or how light things are compared to water.
And it's very, very visual, and you can let it sit for a while and it won't mix as well, sort of thing. So
And now if, like I know my daughter wanted to bring you into her class, if people want to bring you into their classes, how do they do that?
then ConcordiaScienceAcademy.com. Our mission statement is really science for everyone. Where we want to get kids excited about science. And so if teachers or people are interested in basically having us come work with them, maybe come and do a classroom visit or something like that, then that's perfect. You know, reach out to me through ConcordiaScienceAcademy.com, and we'll kind of see what we can work out.
Are we
and
going to do
stuff.
our next show from your
Robin.
new lab?
Yeah,
This looks awesome.
you have an
No,
open invite,
awesome
so if you
job.
want to come, or if Christy wants to make me wake up at an insanely early hour in the morning, and come in again. And I'm sure the invitation is there. You can come into my general chemistry lab.
Yay!
Thank you very much, you guys. Great stuff. All right, stay with us. Much more coming up right here on North Dakota Today.